Alright, this is Egan on Payload Tanker A11. I'm talking about C Point now. Overall, this is kind of the weakest point of the map, I feel. Again, I don't really have a solid opinion of it, but it didn't feel good. Uh, this building, while it's unique, I'm sure that's why you made it, is because it looks like a very unique, like abandoned sort of warehouse. Maybe it was used like a fire hall or whatever, but now it's just like some building. It feels kind of like that, like it was just some abandoned building by Red Team. Like, it's so disconnected from Red Base. Look at that. Like, it's so disconnected from Red Base, aesthetically even, that if you were here as a red guy and they were pushing, the cart over here, say the cart was right here, I would not give up this position, this height. Maybe I would like intersect them through here, maybe, but I would not go over here and try to defend this spot. So it was weird that this spot even really exists. It feels just like filler content. Even when I mentioned my feelings towards this building in the game day, a lot of people were like, what? This building exists? I've never seen this before. Like, it just feels like filler content. And even after I mentioned that, someone on Red Team built a sentry gun up here, and it really stalled Blue Team from getting through. Like, it was actually like it felt like a pretty good place to defend, like a really hard place to attack. But again, I was a red guy defending here, and even though we had a sentry gun in there and we were defending it generally pretty well, it was a pretty large or wide battle at the time. Like, people were still fighting for control of this building while we were fighting for control of this. It wasn't like a combined force of Red Team standing behind here. It was kind of messy all over this building here, and no one on Red Team went to go back up the engineer, who was fighting a lone battle by himself in here, because it was so disconnected it would be dangerous, and almost it felt like you're trapping yourself by going in there, like the Alamo or something. Like, not good. I don't actually know the Alamo, sorry. I think I know the Alamo, but I don't actually, so I'm sorry if that's offensive to any historical people or Americans. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, C felt weird. I'm not really sure what you do about it. Honestly, it might be best just to like scrap the whole building and maybe have just the route go through here more, and just like make it a more tense fight, like even like getting rid of this thing and like making it so red guys can like build up on top of here on some sort of balcony, and they have to like push around the balcony, kind of like what was on A Point, where you have to like push around the balcony here. I guess that might be too similar. It just felt like filler content. Like, even after blue caps this and red is locked out of their door over there, it's just a straight push all the way over here. Or maybe they get some offensive here where like a pyro is killing them, and then there's one guy who's left on the cart, and then regularly he just pushes it by himself through here, and then maybe there's a fight right here at the very capture point, but then they just take it, and it doesn't feel like red can defend this area enough. Like, you might want to section off this here. That's why like this building feels, I know, like, it stylized and maybe you want to keep it, but like it doesn't feel like a worthy place to defend. Like, it might, if you wanted to like make a new concrete building here so that people can on Red Team get up on top of here and maybe try to defend it, maybe, but like here you felt so disconnected from inside of there, and it felt so open and unguarded that you wouldn't go in there, and that was in the very small amounts of red people that even arrived to this capture point in time. Like, again, there's a lot of people still fighting for control of this, and then maybe there'll have been someone who just was so bored pushing nothing that they jumped forward as a soldier to try to interrupt Red's defense at their base, you know, break the teleporters and stuff, because that happened a couple times, and that might be why that happened, was because they were so what's the word, unprovoked, unchallenged to go through here, that they just got bored or something. That could be why. Yeah, C point, not a very strong point of the map. Yeah, oh, here's a small thing. On my monitor, this hallway, this area back here, is very dark. I took a screenshot of it, and I was going to mention it in the thread in feedback, but I have two monitors. My right monitor, which is what I played Team Fortress 2 on, it looks very dark. And then on my new like LCD monitor, which is on my left, I took the screenshot and I looked at it, and it looked totally fine. So I'm sure on a lot of people's monitors, this hallway is not a problem in any way. But yeah, just taking one of these light bulbs, putting it up there, and just adding some more light, I feel like that would be enough. Speaking of light bulbs, it's kind of weird that this light bulb only points light in this direction. Like, if it was this lamp, I can get why it's pointing light in only one direction, but this is a light bulb and it's only pointing light in one direction. That feels kind of weird. Know what I mean? Yeah, okay, that's kind of all I have to say about B point. It didn't really feel good to defend, it felt really hard to defend, and blue people just pushed straight through this too easily. And then I think they got bored, and then they ended up just provoking us at spawn, because it was, That's how I feel about C. Alright.